Formula 1 returns to Bahrain for the second round of the 2018 season. After a hectic season opener, all teams are out early in practice to unlock more raw pace from their cars. Williams' shock over start to the season doesn't look to be changing anytime soon. After an ERS failure for Robbie Kubica last time out, the suspension issue for Josh Chiro would send the 2016 World Champion hard into the barriers. However, his car will be rebuilt in time for practice too. The team riding high after their first race was Sauber. After equalling their points from last season in the first race, the Swiss outfit were even hinting that they could possibly take a podium finish before the season is out. Red Bull, another team, elated after taking their first 1-2. What seems like a very long time, however they know that Bahrain is more of a power track, and with the lack of ERS from their Cosworth power unit, Kvyat and Verstappen could struggle in the race. Carmen Jordan lines up on the back of the grid for McLaren and joined on row 10 by Pierre Gasly in the Toro Rosso. Carlos Sainz lines up in 18th in the second of the Toro Rossos, and a shocker for Daniel Ricciardo to see the Aussie get knocked out in Q1, lining up only 17th on the grid. Rio Haryanto will line up in 16th place, and Mick Schumacher just scraped through into Q2 but could go no further on his first time at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Adrian Sutter lines up in 14th, one better than he managed at the Australian Grand Prix qualifying. He's joined on row 7 by Nico Hülkenberg in the lead of the Renaults. Lawrence Stroll starts from P12 as the lead Haas. Kamui Kobayashi would just miss out on place in Q3, landing up 11th in the Toyota. Jean-Eric Vergne will start 10 places higher up than he did for the last race, and Lewis Hamilton, for his 2 races in a row, gets through into Q3 in the Toyota. Fernando Alonso lines up in 8th, but another stellar lap from Charles Leclerc sees the Monaco driver line up in 7th place for the second race in a row. Josh Chiro could only manage 6th best in Q3. He starts on row 4 with Daniel Kvyat in the second of the Red Bulls. Sebastian Vettel starts lead of the Ferraris once again, lining up in 4th, with Max Verstappen lead of the Red Bulls, starting from 3rd. Pascal Wehrlein, with a much improved qualifying session, lines up in 2nd place. It left Robert Kubica to make it 2 out of 2 for pole positions for Williams. Hey guys, Tara here. Welcome back to the UniONE career, this time round 2 for the 2018 season, the Bahrain Grand Prix. If you did miss the race last time, I'd definitely go and check that one out. It was a manic season opener. Now then, our teammate Robert Kubica starting from pole position. I'm sure you definitely want to make amends for what happened at the last race, and starting from pole position, and with the purple sectors in all 3. That's definitely one way to try and stamp your authority on the race, but now it's got to try and see if you can get some good race pace out of that Williams. Also, Charles Leclerc starting from 7th place again. And that Sauber was an absolute steroid, it seems, so far this season. And you think that starting from the highest of P7, Sauber could come away with a really good points finish come the end of this race. Well, we're lining up now in P6, next to Daniel Kvyat in the Red Bull. So the front row, me and Kvyat from last time, dropped down to row 3 this time, and we're the other way around as well. Charles Leclerc is Sauber. He's definitely going to have a point to prove. Trying to get us, the 2016 World Champion, starting in front of some people. We embarrassed him at the end of the race last time. And let's see now, coming to the fire red lights for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Lights out, and away we go. Can we get a good start from our P6 starting position? So we got bogged down a little bit at the start. I've got Fernando Alonso now pulling side by side with us now. Charles Leclerc coming out in the run down to tail one. If I can try and dive on the inside now over Ricketts, and no, he stays behind us here. So a great start there from Robbie Kubica. Is already pulling clear now. Pascal Wehrlein about a half a second gap already over the German. And we get the scrap now further down. It's like Max Verstappen has just had on to P3 ahead. There was Sebastian Vettel, but now we've got actually Charles Leclerc trying to make a move on Daniel Kvyat. Leclerc's had a mega start. They're trying to go around the outside now. However, Leclerc's just got no fear. He just overtakes it. Literally, it's the car in front of him. He'll just try and overtake it now, going through his first stretch of the lap there. At the end of the first set now, he started the second set. This can be where the Red Bull excels with its excellent chassis and aero. He's able to drive right around the outside there of the Sauber. Leclerc's done me off the start finish straight because we're down to 7th. He started in 6th, but thankfully they managed to keep ahead of the double world champion Fernando Alonso. Now coming down to this tricky double left-hander where we made an overtake up the inside of Lewis Hamilton in the Toyota last season. I imagine Leclerc will be wise to that move. And coming down the street, now that Sauber, also an absolute rocket ship in straight line. But then again, the Red Bull isn't exactly a slouch in straight line. It's definitely got a much more improved engine than what Cosworth had last season, although they're still yet to run ERS in their power unit. And we've got the AMG powered Mercedes of Alonso behind us, and they're flowing it through the sector. So hopefully we don't have a repeat of our suspension issue from practice 1. It just flung us into the barriers. They're lucky because it's a good job there with the front end collision that we didn't need a new gearbox if we would have done it if we hit the rear. Look out, they're keeping right in the slipstream now on the back of Daniel Kvyat now as they come now round the final corner. And we should get a good run here down starting straight. Of course, no DRS until the start of lap 3, so this is going to be on pure engine power, ERS mode, and anything else, and how fast this Sauber is. In straight line is gaining considerably there on Daniel Kvyat without DRS. He's on the race, going to have him moving up and down into turn 1. He's going to try and go for a move though, try and make a move up the inside. No, Kvyat goes defensive to the inside line, but Kvyat, I'm pretty sure coming into this race, didn't think he'd have to worry about a Sauber trying to overtake him. You know, Leclerc does have some mega pace, which he proved back in Formula 2 last year, but still, in a Sauber which should not be this far up the grid considering where it was last season. They've done mega work with Alfa Romeo to get this car so much further up the grid, and now we've got Fernando Alonso now gaining on us, so coming on to the end of that lap, you see us sparking away there from pretty much just showering Alonso with sparks, and pretty much might even melt his helmet with all the sparks hitting the visor. Now then Alonso's gaining us now as we go to the inside line. Alonso we have to go defensive to Fernando Alonso. Alonso going to try and dive around the outside line, goes late on the brakes, but we just keep our front nosing out the inside, so you just pinches us to the apex. I'm going to try and go around the outside now. Fernando Alonso gets a bit squirmy on the power. He managed to put the power down, but Alonso almost getting squeezed off the track by there, so the game was very risky there, pretty much. As leaving as little space as what you can do. And Alonso's still going to try and hold it now right around the outside line. We're still keeping on the inside, so it's going to allow Jean-Eric Verne in the far behind. I think on one of the Hasses and the Toyota getting pretty close behind as well. But Alonso does this though into the SS sector. And he's got about 2, maybe 1.5, 2 seconds. Going to try and close on the Sauber of Charles Leclerc in front. You think Alonso in a Mercedes versus a Sauber shouldn't take too long to catch you, but now we've got Charles Leclerc pretty much in the middle now. Off Daniel Kvyat in front, and then got Fernando Alonso will be gaining in the slipstream DRS behind, but now Leclerc's actually gaining so much here on Daniel Kvyat. Kvyat's got to go defensive to the inside line. Leclerc goes even more to the inside line. Now Leclerc's going to try and go for a dive now on the inside now into turn 1. Kvyat's going to try and hold it right around the outside line. He's going to get squeezed out by Leclerc, and Daniel Kvyat has to back out of that move. Leclerc's just made a move on Daniel Kvyat. Great move there from the Monaco driver. Now Alonso's going to try and make a move now on Daniel Kvyat. Oh, Kvyat here could lose 2 places in one sector. They're going defensive. This Alonso just forced his way there up the inside, and Kvyat's just lost 2 places. One of them, that's just enough. He's just lost a place to a Sauber. A Red Bull, one of the front-running cars, has been overtaken by Sauber. We know, going to power tracks, the Sauber is really low drag. You just make the best you can do through this sector then. That's what you do with that. But now we're actually down in P10. We've been overtaken by Lewis Hamilton in the Toyota and the Ferrari Jean-Eric Verne. We're just going backwards in this race. I don't know where our race pace has gone. We didn't really have much race pace in the first race anyway, so I don't know what's just happening to us, because we've still got Robbie Kubica, I'm pretty sure, out leading this race. I know we started with a lap and a half extra of fuel, so you need a bit more rich mix in the race, but still, that's what I've always done, and we've never been this poor off the first lap. So I know this Williams is mega on low fuel, so that's why me and Kubica have been dominating the pole so far for the 2 that they've been. It seems on heavy fuel though, this car is just the exact opposite, even though it feels pretty good. In practice, that we run out massively wide. They're actually going into the gravel trail. It's not going to do us any favours whatsoever now. Here's lap 5 of the race, and these super soft tyres will be going off, and now actually going to come into the pits though. At the end of this lap, you've got Lance Stroll and the Hassel behind us. We know Stroll didn't give us the easiest run of things here last season. We made the illegal overtake on us at the start of the race. We had to fight our way back through the field then. And putting the engine now down into the lean mix. We're coming now into the pits, still sparking away, so that's going to be causing us a little bit of drag, but I don't think it should be causing us too much drag. And actually, we're the only ones coming into the pits. There's no one else in with us, unless the one of the McLarens or Toros's comes in at the back. They're going to a set of soft tyres, and it's actually going to be a 2-stop race for us. Going on to a set of soft tyres now. We're going to another set of soft tyres later in the race. We'll see, we're the only ones in the pit lane. I'm pretty sure every single other car in this race is in front of us right now. So we've got some clear track actually now trying, no, here comes one of the Torosso. Now what's this Torosso doing so far behind us? We're going to have to go for a dive up the inside. It's turn 1 and you just managed to barge our way through up the inside of that Torosso, but now we've got some clear space in front of us. Now we can try and put our foot down now. Because we've got Jean-Eric Verne here in the Ferrari in front of us. So Verne on the set soft tyres now. So Verne's already made his stop and has come out still in front of us. So effectively he made an overcut work on us. As we come now through that tricky double left-hander, getting an okay line through there. Now looking back up front now towards Lewis Hamilton, who's actually been overtaken here by the Haas of Lance Stroll. Has got one of the Saubers behind him, which I think is Adrian Sutil. For those two starting on the soft tyres, maybe trying a one-stop, so their tyres will still be in better shape now. For what Hamilton's are, because I imagine Hamilton should be coming to the pit pretty soon. And actually, on the other side now, Hamilton, Ryan Q just coming to the pits now, heavy braking, so going to go speeding in the pit lane. And then Toyota car definitely does look to be much improved from last season. You can definitely compete with the top running pace, given how close it is between the top few teams. And Hamilton goes on to another set of the super soft tyres actually, so Hamilton and Toyota playing it very aggressive in this race. I mean, he's going to go into a set of mediums in their stock, because you haven't got the medium tyres available as the hardest compound of the 3 for this race. He might even go into a set of mediums for the final stop. So Hamilton playing it very aggressively, coming out now into turn 1. There goes Uspachi ahead of the Red Bull as well. And actually, that down to Kvyat, we've jumped. So Kvyat's having an absolute shocker here in the race, but we've jumped ahead of Hamilton again. So the undercut around here is definitely really powerful. Actually, coming up now through the centre, you've got yellow flags. I think they're just sort of car off. Retired, I think it does a dark blue dot. So I think actually one of the Toro Rossos retired. Probably that Toro Rosso we came out of the pits with. When we came out of the pits, because they were so far behind, I was imagining them would have some sort of car trouble and then retire from the race. Now coming through the ESS station, we've got so much more grip on these soft tyres, we can just throw the car into the corners. And we've got Charles Leclerc, I think, in front of us, and then the lead Ferrari off Sebastian Vettel. So we've got 3 Ferrari drivers in front of us, 2 of them in the A team and 1 of them in the Ferrari B team. But Kvyat though, right behind us, I imagine he's going to try and want to make a move on us pretty soon. Because we know that Red Bull does like straight line speed, it's got so much traction out of the corners, because with the very aero efficient and lightweight max out efficiency chassis with the RB14, we're coming through the sector of the lap. We have got some pretty good pace down the straight, so we just need to try and keep in the DRS actually of Sebastian Vettel is actually in front of us. Then we've got Leclerc, then Jean-Eric Vergne. And they're coming around the second to last corner now. As we get now onto the power that's going down this main straight now, we're going to need to try and gain on the course. We're trying to keep in the DRS and slipstream of Sebastian Vettel now to come up now into the final corner of that, locking on board now with Sebastian Vettel, who will now have DRS on the back now of Charles Leclerc. Leclerc, of course, being a Ferrari Junior, is not going to get in the way of the fast lap world champion, surely, although Leclerc does also have DRS off the back of Jean-Eric Vergne in front of him. Now coming down now into turn 1. Is anyone going to go for a move coming down into turn 1? No, Leclerc gets very close up the back of Jean-Eric Vergne. That's a stick behind the defending world champion. That's Vettel's always been set as super soft tyres, so since he looks to try this very aggressive strategy along with Lewis Hamilton in the Toyota. Maybe a few other cars that we haven't seen yet. Coming up now, which are being challenged now by Daniel Kvyat behind now. We're coming now into turn 4. We're going to try and sweep around the outside of the Russia. We just managed to hold our line there, but there's so much more corner speed in that Red Bull. We're running on this the apex there completely, just trying to power this car, just will it on through these corners. I have to throw it into the corners. Coming now into the hairpin. Kvyat's just going to stay behind us for a bit longer because around there. Let's see going side by side already. You're not going to be able to make an overtake now as he coming now into the double left-hander. He's going to try and go for a dive up the inside line. We did on Hamilton. A weaker defensive to the inside line. Obviously, wise to our own moves as we're the one that did it in the first place. Kvyat gets such a mega run out of the corner though. They didn't even mind now. Kvyat now going to try and move to our inside line now. Try and hold it now around the outside. I don't know Kvyat on the inside line forces us out wide and makes the move stick in front of us. But now we just thought, I don't know why we've been overtaken by a Red Bull, which doesn't have ERS, although DRS is still pretty powerful. Crazy setting to try and go for a dive back up the inside, and now Kvyat just not got close enough. This third sector of the lap. And the second sector is okay for us, but the third sector is that's absolutely mega. We get so many sparks still flying off the bottom of the car. I don't know why we're just bottoming that so much. We're actually going to try and go around the outside now. Down to Kvyat now. In the final corner, Kvyat gets 52 to the inside line. We're just going to drive right around the outside of the Russian, but now we should have DRS. Because I think we were behind coming up to the detection point. Actually, DRS is actually open for either of us. Neither of us have DRS, I don't think, from that camera shot. Though we actually, do we have DRS? Oh, yes, we do. Just far enough in front there. I thought we were just near enough even. It could have been from the camera shot. It didn't look like either of us had DRS. Now we've got Sebastian Vettel going side by side now with Charles Leclerc. And Leclerc's actually going to force out Sebastian Vettel. Leclerc's giving no quarters to the fast-hour champion. Actually going to go 3 wide now and sandwich the McLaren of Rio Haryanto now into turn 4. And Leclerc's going to try and go around the outside, but Haryanto makes a dive bomb back up the inside. Because Haryanto, McLaren, which is really underpowered. Now can try and dive around the outside now. We're trying to go around the outside now of Rio Haryanto as well. And Haryanto just loses 3 places in 2 corners, but Haryanto just fighting for like his life depends on it, because when you're in a McLaren, you've just got to fight for every single position you're seeing in this season, because I would have thought that changed to Renault power, but he brought some good fortune for the team, but given that that car was designed around a Honda engine, which is completely different to the Renault engine, it's not working out too good for the team so far. But now we've got Daniel Kvyat now trying to make a move to the inside. Off Rio Haryanto now coming up the inside, and it's an easy move up the inside there of the interview. Haryanto trying a one-star strategy. It looks in his tyres must just be absolutely shot at this point. So I'm going to set soft tyres. Now he's done 10 laps of the race. And 10 laps is a long way to go on set soft tyres. So I think that's all we're doing as well. But of course Haryanto started the race on this tyre, so he had a maximum fuel load to start the race with on our set tyres. And now looking at Jordan, she gets spun by Sebastian Vettel. And oh no, it just goes from bad to worse for McLaren, doesn't it? And then Jordan, she's reversing him back onto the track, but she's lost so much time in all of that. I mean, she's going on the motor as well, up in front of Haryanto. It's not been too often in her career she's actually been ahead of Haryanto on legit pace, so it could have been points on tail there for McLaren, but now I'm going to pull something mega out of the bag now if I want to get actually points in this race. But now come back onto us. This is how far in front of Carmen Jordan we are. Almost her losing all that time. We're about, what, 18, 20 seconds down the road at this point. This is the first sector. We lose about a little bit to our personal best lap time, but these tyres are going off now. At this point, we've been on now for 6 laps. So yeah, so take 20 seconds off Carmen George's time and see if that'll make any difference come the end of the race. And coming up now into the double left-hander, should be actually pulled away from Charles Leclerc, because although Leclerc's playing some mega drives in that Sauber, he still isn't quite as good as this car. But now we've got Charles Leclerc. Actually, this is the one stop. We've got Adrian Sutil here coming into the pits now, along with one of the Hasses up behind him, I think, of Lance Stroll and Kamui Kobayashi in the Toyota. Now then, let's see what tyres these will go on to. Should be a set of medium tyres in the race, and indeed it is a set of the medium tyres, and we've got Adrian Sutil leading this queue of cars. I think it's pretty much the only time he's actually led anything in his career. I don't think he's actually ever led a lap of a race, has he? He still definitely doesn't have a podium at this point, and now here comes this train of car. Now goes Sutil's teammate Leclerc, still right behind us along with the Toyota there with Lewis Hamilton. But Adrian Sutil comes out of the pits in front of Daniel Kvyat in the Red Bull. Like, Kvyat has to stop again. Kvyat is literally literally a pit stop behind Adrian Sutil. The one stop looks like it could work out to perfection for Adrian Sutil, and everyone else trying it as well. So Sutil might be on for maybe even a top 5, top 6 at this rate. Now moving on to lap 16, we're going to be pitting now at the end of this lap. We pulled a little bit of a gap over Charles Leclerc. He's pretty much equidistant to us, and then Hamilton in the Toyota behind. Still got a shiny van up in front of us though, because we're up in P5 for the moment, so I think this will be pretty much where we should finish if we get back through all of the one-stoppers. I mean, despite us not having the best race pace in the world, P5 really will not be a bad result. And to confirm, see once again they're going to be pitting at the end of this lap, given that the disaster of the last race at Brazil in the final race of that season. And then coming around the final corner, we're going to make the move now over into the pit lanes. Anyone else going to be following us in this time as we still continue just to spark away into the pit lane. We've actually got Hamilton following us in, so Hamilton, you've seen, I imagine Toyota has seen it last time, that the undercut is just too powerful around here. Just had to follow us in. But Hamilton, on a set of super soft tyres, has gone the same distance as me on a set of soft tyres, so he's stretched those tyres so far. So maybe he's going into a set of soft tyres now, because that's what we're on. Indeed, it looks like Hamilton is on a set of the soft tyres, so Hamilton, by staying out longer, keeping with us, has avoided having to use the medium tyres. That could prove crucial in the race. There we've got the one remaining tyre or so of Carlos Sainz there in front of us, so we've gained time on the pit stop, so not being the best pit stop in the world. From Toyota, we gained a little bit of time there on Lewis Hamilton. Moving a bit further on there, we've got Charles Leclerc and Sauber now coming in for a start. I think this has been a few laps so he's left it. So Sauber playing their strategy how they wanted to play, not reacting to me or Hamilton coming into the pits earlier. And Leclerc staying out a few laps longer, might even go onto a set of supers to finish the race off with. Let's see now what tyres does he go on to. There's going to be another set though of the soft tyres, so we're playing it fairly safe. I mean, they may have well gone for the supers at this point, because there's still like 9 or 10 laps left to go in the race, so on light, if you're may be able to make the tyres last. Hamilton went 10 laps on the supers in the middle stint, and Hamilton's actually jumped Charles Leclerc, so Leclerc staying out for 2-3 extra laps. Really hasn't worked out there for the Monaco drivers. They don't have to put in another stonking driver to try and get back to these positions that he lost. Now then, I'm moving on to lap 21 and 29. We're gaining a lot here on Nico Hülkenberg in front of us because we're on our soft tyres. And Hülkenberg was one of the drivers probably trying to get one stop since he's on a set of mediums now in front of us. Although he hasn't been on those tyres all too long, the medium tyres were actually pretty disgusting like we found in practice. I mean, despite them throwing me into the wall, they just didn't have that much grip in the first place anyway, which definitely didn't help. And I've got DRS now, and they're using the ERS on high as well, so ERS is something that Renault still doesn't have at this point. And they're coming now into the third sector lap. We're all over the back now of the German. Now just putting through the sector, we're going to have to be patient through here, and there's nowhere really you can actually make an overtake through the sector unless you're going side by side into this sector. Now we're going to try and go for a dive in this side line. We're getting very close to the gearbox of the Renault. We've got so much more downforce and grip on our tyres. And we're going to try and get a run now down the sector last straight here, and Hülkenberg is defensive to the inside line. Now we're going to try and make a move around the outside now into the brakes, and we're trying to hold it around the outside. Is Hulk going to force us out? Okay, trying to stick it around the outside. Actually, Hulk's going to force us off of the track. We're dropping now behind the Renault of Nico Hülkenberg. And we're getting in the station now. I'm going to pull to the inside now of Nico Hülkenberg. Going to be, actually, neither of us have DRS. We're just past the detection point, going level pegging with each other, but now making the move into turn 1. Going to try and dive on this side. Hülkenberg tries to dive it back around the outside, getting late from the brakes, but it doesn't work out there for the German. Runs out wide. Just on the less grippy medium tyres, there's nothing really you can do to try and hold it against us. Actually, no, front there, you've got a move. We've got Jean-Eric Verne trying to make a move with Daniel Ricciardo. Of course, Ricciardo starting so far down the order after a shocker in qualifying. Also, on set medium tyres, gets squeezed out there. So, the Renault may have thought they found more pace coming into the season over one lap, but it hasn't really manifested into anything so far. I mean, they probably underestimated how useful ERS would be. Now, we're gaining on the Aussie in front of us, of course. Since he's on the medium tyres, he's going to be losing so much time, but at least he's ahead of his teammate Nico Hulkenberg, even though Hulkenberg's had about 5 places in front of him. So that's still some good race pace. A lot further at the front. This is still on the same lap. You've got Adrian Sutil here, who's actually in 2nd place as things stand, being hunted down though by the Haas here of Lance Stroll. So Stroll definitely wants to make amends after his retirement at the Australian Grand Prix. Then they've got one of the Mercs behind him, I think, of Fernando Alonso. And Alonso, I think he should be able to make a pretty easy move past the 2 cars in front of him. Then you have the 2nd Merc of Pascal Wehrlein. Then the lead Red Bull of Max Verstappen, who's finding the best race pace in the world. Then we have the 2nd of the Hasses of Mick Schumacher. The Haas is going well once again. Now we've got Camille Kobayashi coming under attack of Sebastian Vettel, going to make a dive on the inside. Vettel on the side, medium tyres, so Vettel must have put it earlier now, going on through his very aggressive strategy. And coming down the pit stop finish right now, we've got Sebastian Vettel here with DRS, but that Toyota is really nipping in a straight line. We've got Jeremy Van darting all over back and then going to follow his teammate through, coming down now. It's turn 1, Kobayashi is going to try and hold it around the outside of Sebastian Vettel, which will then turn to the inside now. 4 times we can try and keep it inside, but Vettel just cuts across the nose of the Toyota. It kills Kobayashi momentum, and now it's going to come under pressure now from Sebastian Vettel's teammate Jean-Eric Vergne, the defending world champion, is going to try and go around the outside now, coming into turn 3, can try and make a move, stick around the outside line. Kobayashi tries his best to try and fight up the inside line, makes a little bit of contact, wheel banging with Jean-Eric Vergne, but Vergne just forces his way through up the inside of the Toyota. And then we have Daniel Ricciardo, and then there's actually ourselves as well, so really got massive why they're using all of the track and then some. Then we have Charles Leclerc, who's actually managed to re-overtake Lewis Hamilton. So Hamilton is not finding the best pace in the world on the soft tyres, but they've both got ahead of Nico Hulkenberg, who's still ahead of Daniel Kvyat, who's just dropping further and further back. I don't know what's wrong with Kvyat in this race. Why dropping so far back? Must have some kind of car issues. Then we have Carlos Sainz, the sole remaining Toro Rosso in this race. Then we have Carmen Jordan as well, after losing so much time, about 20 odd seconds with that spin. I mean, trying to get recovered again. So we have to see now where she finishes in the race, if she can get out of last place. But now we're all over the back now of Daniel Ricciardo on lap 25 and 29. So it took us a while to catch up to him, but now all over the back of the Aussie. And then we have DRS and DRS now actually leaving, putting the ERS now up into high. It's all getting on the back of the Renault, because this Renault will also have DRS off the back of Kobayashi. So it's not going to be a complete slouch in a straight line, not like what Nico Hulkenberg was. We're coming up now through the sweeping right-hander where we've had so much pace in all of the seasons, honestly, back in 2015, 16, 17 as well. But now all over now the Renault running a little bit wide, getting a bit too much curbing there for my liking. It's not going to do us any good for the traction. But now getting on the back now, Daniel Ricciardo goes defensive to the inside line. He's going to try and make a dive around the outside now. Daniel Ricciardo is going to get forced out like we did to Hulkenberg. Actually, we run out wide ourselves, so Ricciardo didn't have to worry about forcing us out there. But now we're going to have DRS and DRS now on the back of the Renault. We're getting so much speed on the Aussie. And we're pulled to the inside now of Ricciardo. Can Ricciardo try and come back at us now? He has this issue with the back of the Italian Renault. We just pull back in front of the Renault, who's got so much more trail speed. Such is the power advantage with our BMW engine. And Ricciardo can try and come back us now, because he'll be getting back now in our position, which is still sparking away, but not as much. And Ricciardo's getting us somewhere to get to the percentages out. Ricciardo's going to make a dive back on the inside line. Ricciardo's definitely found his feet this season, that Renault, a lot more than what he had in the 2017 Renault. But now coming through the end now of the first sectors, like Ricciardo's pretty much going to have to admit defeat. Just being friendly at this point, but now coming on now, which is actually the final lap now of the Grand Prix. It took us this long to actually catch up to the back of the point on the back of Kobayashi. We can actually try and make a move on him. And we've got DRS now on the back of the Toyota coming up now into the next left hander. We're not quite close to make a move on the inside. We've got so much more grip on these tyres, but we just really are running out of time to try and make a move. We just need to try and stick with Kobayashi through here. Then might be able to make a move possibly into the final corner if we can get some good momentum now off of this right hander. We're going to get a nice sweeping line there. We're getting so much time out of that as well. We're all over the rear diffuser now on this Toyota now, coming down now into the final corner. What's Kobayashi going to do? Is he going to go defensive? We're going to try and make a move anyway. Kobayashi goes defensive to the line. We're going to dive it even more to the inside line. We're going to try and make a move on the inside of Kobayashi. Have we made a stick? I can't see him anywhere on this camera angle. I think we have made the move stick. Indeed, we have made the move stick there on Kamui. He actually lost a bit of time. So imagine got a bit flustered out the final corner. But now coming across the line, and it's only for P10, I think, in this race. So a mega rotate there to run the race, but we're just so far behind our teammate in this race. So Kvyat was even worse than what we were. But Kubica is really hard on number in this race, but the Williams bosses don't seem to mind. Since Kubica got victory, and arguably what should have been his second victory. Although that is his third career victory, but his first victory ever from pole position. Also makes it 2 victories for Williams at Bahrain. And if we can keep up this kind of form, especially with Kubica just having some mega race pace and whilst having some pretty good one lap pace, then this should be pretty good for the championship as things stand. Taking a look at the end results. It will be Robert Kubica to take victory, 13 seconds clear of Lance Stroll. Gets a great podium for Haas, and Adrian Sutil in the Sauber gets third, and Sutil gets finally, after 12 seasons in the sport, 12 years, finally gets his first podium in Formula 1. That one-stop strategy working out to perfection and holding off Fernando Alonso as well. That could be, I think, honestly, Tuttl's best ever drive to hold off the Merc of Alonso by 1/10 of a second. That salvage just rapid in a straight line. We got Max Verstappen finishing down in 5th, with Verline in 6th, so Verline gets off the starting blocks. Charles Leclerc comes home in 7th, with Mick Schumacher in 8th, Vettel in 9th, and we round off the top 10 in the second of the Williams, with Kamui Kobayashi in 11th, and Ricciardo rounding off the points for Renault. Leclerc would just miss out on points coming home in 13th, but was 2 seconds clear of Lewis Hamilton and Toyota come the checkered flag. Dan Kvyat, after his nightmare race, finishes down in 15th, with Nico Hulkenberg 16th in the second of the Renaults. The sole surviving Toro Rosso comes home in 17th as Carlos Sainz. We've got Carmen Jorda in 18th, but minus 20 seconds off her race time, she would have beat Carlos Sainz, but even though it wouldn't make any difference anyway because neither of them are in the points. We've got Haryanto and Gasly as retiring from the Grand Prix. Despite only finishing 5th in today's race, Max Verstappen now takes the lead of the driver standings, knocking his teammate Dan Kvyat down to 2nd. But Kvyat gets straight up into 3rd from last place with that race victory. And you've got Fernando Alonso in 4th, and Kvyat and Alonso also all on 20 points, and then only 4 points back is Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari. You have Lars Stroll shoot straight up into 6th, with Adrian Sutter getting up into 7th after taking his first ever podium. Mick Schumacher drops down to 8th on 13 points, and we're down to 9th on 8 points. Pascal Wehrlein is over to 10th place with 7 points, joint with Hamilton, and Van got a better result. Pascal Wehrlein takes P10. Hulkenberg drops down to 13th on 6 points, 1 point clear of Kobayashi who's in 14th on 5. Leclerc in 15th on 4, and Ricciardo rounds off the current point scorers in 16th with 1, with the Toro Rossos of Gasly and Sainz, and the McLarens of Jordan Haryanto yet to get off the starting blocks. And finally, moving on to the constructors standings, Red Bull still lead unsurprisingly, but their lead has been cut down by 8 points now as Williams jumps straight up now into 2nd place. That's more like it, that's definitely more where Williams should be. And Haas get up into 3rd place after a brilliant result from both Stroll and Schumacher on 28 points, joint with us, but on better result for Kubica winning this race. Haas still in 3rd. They've never actually been in 3rd in standings at any point in their history so far. And they knock Mercedes down into 4th with 27 points. Then we have Ferrari in 5th on 23. Sauber go now into P6 on 18 points. That's 3 times more the points than what they got last season. And they jump ahead also of Toyota, going 7th now on 12 points. Renault getting knocked down into 8th on 7 points, and then leaving only Toro Rosso and McLaren yet to score. It's been round 2 of this 2018 season. Definitely leave a like if you enjoyed this video. So leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. Remember to check out my Discord server, which is linked in the description down below, along my Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, so definitely go follow me on all of them. Also check out the Wikia, which will be linked in the description of this video for this season, about all the teams, drivers and the past seasons as well. So if you want updates on all the teams and drivers and all the behind the scenes business. Also vote for your driver of the day with the polling, which will be in the description down below. For my driver of the day, it has to be Suttle. I mean, he's been here for so long, and he's finally got that podium in his final season in competition. So hey, remember to, as I said, remember to leave a like and all that. We've already done all that once. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.